And then I realized that I cannot break generational curses if I'm still seeking approval from the generation that's cursed.
This is for basically anyone who's not white. I'm sorry. This is like for if you're someone who has, Asian parents, African parents, Arab parents, like more traditional parents. I feel like when it comes to like white people, no offense to you, tell me if I'm lying, but your parents, unless you're like very conservative, tend to not be as on your back about things as the rest of us when it comes to perfection and the family name and the lineage and all these things, right? I sat for a good 5 to 10 minutes, just like, what?
I just saw a video on my For You page that said you are never going to break a generational curse as long as you are busy still trying to please the generation that is cursed.
Cause, like, she's right. The amount of times I sit and stress about, oh, what's my aunt gonna say about this? What's my mom gonna say about this? What's my uncle gonna say? I don't even do nothing. I don't do nothing. Y'all don't even understand how deep this goes. It's not like we're out here trying to be stripteasers and like do OnlyFans. It's literally small things like wanting to change your job, wanting to move, wanting to live by yourself. You will get castrated in societies like ours, in families like ours, because you're going outside the norm for what they think that you should be doing. But when you look at them, there is no one in my family who I can say I would take advice from when it comes to finances or life choices.
Trying to break generational curses, but you're seeking advice and validation from the generation who couldn't break the curse. Make it make sense. You have to understand that when you're the first one in your family to do something, or the first one in your friend group, or whatever the situation may be, you're going to have people whispering doubt into your ear, whispering fear into your ear, or whispering what you can and can't do. But baby, if you ain't never been to where I'm trying to go, how are you going to give me advice on something that you ain't never did? Make it make sense. I got the courage to do it. If you had the courage to do it, you would have did it.
You're not living the life that I wish that I could live. So if I see that of your 70 years of living, I'd say 50 to 70 years of living, you have not lived a single life that I feel like, oh yeah, I really want to live a life like yours. There's not one decision that you've made that I'm like, oh, I really wish I made that decision. There's no financial advice you can give me because I'm doing better at my age than you were doing at my age. Heck, some of them I'm even doing better at my age than they're doing at their age. And they've made so many bad decisions along the way. And I'm like, why? Why am I getting stressed thinking about what you're going to think of me or what you are going to say about me and my choices? Why is that stressing me out? Why is that anxiety? It's because we've been conditioned. It's a social thing.
So he has to be very intelligent and create a system by which he can multiply darkness. And so he doesn't have to attack every generation. He just needs to program the first generation
Oh
to
my gosh.
believe.
Oh boy. Shoot. Okay.
Yes, he
I'm
just
with you.
has to.
I've never thought about that in my life. I am so. Okay, got it.
Yeah. He just needs to program them to believe captivity. And so that's why you cannot talk about bloodline captivity without talking about culture. Because culture is what carries captivity through generations. And so when one generation agrees with a captivity mindset, they teach the next generation. And by the fourth generation, nobody questions it because it's culture. So I do work in many nations and I realize that I go in and I can just tell the captivity in the atmosphere, but the people don't see it. Because what do they say? This is who we are. This is how we are. And so Satan wins the battle of capturing generations by locking it into culture.
You don't break from something that's comfortable. You know what I mean? Like you're not in bed, rolled up in your blanket, all nice and comfy, and then you have to break free from the blanket. You break free from something that's uncomfortable and inconvenient. You break from prison. You break out of jail. You break out of being hostage. You break free from, shackles. And I think that's where a lot of us are that's where we're missing because we get to a point where it's really uncomfortable and we give in. We give in so quickly. And if you're someone who's like me, I hate talking. I hate talking. What I mean when I say I hate talking, that means I don't like people talking about me because I don't talk about anybody. I live my little life. I'm in my little corner, but y'all got something to say. And I don't like people being in my ear. Da, 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 da. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, fine. Okay, khalas, But that's not the answer. That's just part of the test. The talking, the yapping is a part of the test. The feeling of uncomfort is part of the test. You have to realize, or you have to decide, do I really believe that what I'm doing is actually breaking a curse? Do I really believe that the path that I'm taking is actually going to make my life better? Or do I just have this idea, but I don't really believe in it? But if you are 100% convinced that the path that you are taking is going to make not only your life better, the life of your children better, but the life of your entire family better, there is no way that you're not going to take that path. If God came down to you today and told you this is the path you have to take to get here, if you want to be the first millionaire family, this is the path you're going to have to take. If you want to be the, the rich auntie, this is the path that you're going to have to take. You're going to hear a lot of shite about it. You're going to have a lot of yapping about you and the choices that you make. People are going to tell you that you're the bad one, you're blah, 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 selfish, nah, 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 nah. Even though you do everything for everybody, they're still going to say that you're selfish, nah, 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 nah. Everybody's all up in your business, but you're not in anybody else's business. But anyways, if you know 100% God told you that this is what you're going to have to go through to get there, you're going to get there, but you have to go through this. Are you going to doubt? Are you going to be like, oh, well, I know God said, but excuse me? You got to be certain that you have this intuitive knowledge that I know that the path that I'm taking is going to take me so much further than anyone in my entire family. And they're all going to look back at me one day and say, ah, we were wrong. Or ah, we judged you. Or they're all going to be proud of the person that I became.
Right now, in your heart of hearts, in your mind, you know that God has put something different there. Now, you may not have figured out exactly what that is, but there's this yearning to break away, to not settle for what everybody else has settled for the mediocrity or whatever it may be. That God is calling you away. He's calling you to something different, not for the sake of just being different, but for the sake of being free. But right now, you need to know that you've got to resolve in your heart and your mind that you are going to move forward no matter what. Because when you begin to walk in the things that God has for you, when you begin to break free of that generational curse, well, there's going to be people that don't like you. There's going to be people that talk about you to your face and behind your back. There's going to be people that plan your demise, but you have to determine right now, before any of that happens, that you are going to stick to it no matter what. Because that freedom isn't just worth it because of you. That next generation past you will thank you for the work that you're doing right now. Be encouraged. Love you.
If you have that in mind, you'll be able to get through all the yapping, all the negative comments, all the things that the aunties have to say about you and how you dress and what you do. You'll be able to go through all of that and it won't phase you as much. It also gets you. We're still human, but it won't phase you as much because deep down, every time they say something, you're going to be like, I know one day they're going to be the ones that are coming to me and say, oh, my beloved, come here. We missed you. Oh, come, did you bring me this and that? They're going to be the ones one day that are going to be dancing at your, not your funeral. They're going to be dancing at your wedding and dancing at your parties, being like, oh, look at how she's doing so well. He's doing this and oh, he had this beautiful life. She has this beautiful thing. Completely forgetting that they completely tried to get you away from this thing that you've been trying to do. Completely forgetting that if you had listened to them, you would not be where you are today. People forget that they were the ones that are about to knock you down. But when you do good, oh my goodness, the life that she's living. She was my favorite niece. Huh? Oh, my daughter this. Oh, my son this. We know how it is. Stick to your guns. Because if you don't, you will fall back. You'll listen to the generation that's cursed and you'll end up just as cursed as they were. Then nothing's ever going to change. But hey, I'm just a messenger. There's a lot to be said. So let me know what you guys think in the comments and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.